All right, I'd like to call November 10, 2014 Township Council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Calling the roll, Mr. Belton.
Here.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mr. DeFalco. Mr. DeFalco is absent tonight. Mr. Jones.
Present.
There is a quorum.
Can we all please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please still stand for a moment of silence. Clarification of notice, please.
This meeting is being held in compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws 1975, and certification is on file in the office of the Township Clerk.
Thank you. We have two things under communication tonight. We have a proclamation, so we'll get started with that. Mr. Kramer, would you like to come up, please? We'll just go right over here in front. All right. This is a proclamation honoring Hunter Todd Kramer. Whereas the Township Council of Mount Holly has from time to time had the privilege of honoring outstanding members of the community, and whereas it is with great pleasure that the Township Council recognizes and honors the accomplishments of Hunter Todd Kramer, a freshman honor student at Rancocas Valley Regional High School, where he is a member of the JROTC cross country team, student council, Junior National Honor Society, and Junior National Young Leaders. And whereas Hunter Todd Kramer has consistently demonstrated his leadership abilities, having served as president of student council at Holbein Middle School, and whereas Hunter Todd Kramer has completed the requirements for the rank of Eagle Scout, including completing a project to help the Mount Holly Township Police Department build dog crates and fences, and has been examined and found by an Eagle Scout Board of Review to be worthy of the rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas Hunter Todd Kramer will be honored at an Eagle Scout Court of Honor, Troop 32 at the Mount Holly Moose Lodge 737 on November 16, 2014. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Mount Holly, County of Burlington, and State of New Jersey, the Township Council on behalf of the residents of Mount Holly Township recognizes the achievements and hard work of Hunter Todd Kramer, commends him as an outstanding citizen and scout, and wishes him health, happiness, and continued success in his future endeavors. Thank you. We'll move on to the Environmental Advisory Committee Green Team. Randy?
Okay, very short report this month. I just briefly, the Creative Arts Team, due to a number of reasons that we did not apply for the Art Place grant this year because we needed some more research, and they decided then to continue meeting to try to develop a stronger plan so they can reapply for next year. They'll continue to meet the, I believe it's the third Wednesday of the month. The next meeting will be on the 19th, I guess, of this month, on Wednesday night. So they're going to continue to work on it and try to put together a grant so they can apply for next year for this funding for the Art Place America grant. On the tree inventory, it's complete now. We're just trying to put all the information together in a database, which then will be uploaded into the tree inventory, the iTree system, and we're putting together a prior hazard tree list that would include all the trees that we determined to be immediately hazardous in the town that need to be taken down. And we reached out to Public Works and coordinated their list with our list. And I actually just sent an email out to the county to see if they also have a tree list for the county roads, if they have anything, so we can put it all together in one database. And we'll have like a training session for Public Works so they can be able to utilize it for the maintenance of the trees in the future. For the Save the Mouse grant, about 90% of the trees were planted over the couple weekends in October. One section didn't get done. It was due to not having enough volunteers, plus we had weather issues in that one of the days was very rainy, so we didn't get that many people out. So we'll have to put that off to the spring to finish the planting. For Sustainable Jersey certification, we did get the bronze certification of 230 points. I think I may have mentioned that last time. And then for the Woolman Lake, we did submit a letter of recommendation to the mayor. I attached the letter with my notes. I'm not going to go through the whole letter, but I just wanted to point out that our recommendations is if we get money to do restoration of the lake, to make it feasible, we actually really should dredge all 3 of the lakes, because just dredging the middle lakes certainly is not going to solve the problem with the silt in the air in all 3 lakes. If we're able to restore the dam that was between the first and second lake. But on top of that, if we do able to get the money to fix the dam and do dredging, after that we really need to consider using best management practices so it doesn't be filled up with silt in the future. And that would include putting in filters in the storm grates to prevent additional silt from dumping into the lakes, as well as putting in an aeration system that would prevent the lakes from becoming stagnant and algae being growing in the lakes. So we will have to, 10 years down the road, have to again revisit the issue of having to dredge the lakes, which is very expensive. If it's not possible to get the money to dredge all 3 of the lakes, our second recommendation is to actually work on trying to restore the lower 2 lakes, and we actually use the upper lake as a filtration system and turn that into like a wetland area, which will then actually act as a filter for any water coming in from upstream, would from the stream from upstream. That would also prevent silt filling up in the lakes, and it would actually provide cleaner water for the lower 2 lakes. So those are the recommendations. The one thing I didn't put on my list here is that I actually did attend the New Jersey Shade Tree Commission annual meeting at the end of October, and I attended a couple workshops. I still have yet to go through all my notes and type it up, but it was pretty informative, and I'll get that report written up in shortly.
Thank you. All right, we'll be moving on to the approval of minutes. We need to approve the October 27th executive session. Any questions or concerns on the executive session? And then we also need to approve the regular minutes for October 27th. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Executive.
I will second.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Belton? Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Motion carries 2-1.
All right, we'll be now moving on to matters presented by the public. Members of the public are invited to submit comments during the public comment portion of this meeting. The council pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act will not publicly discuss personal matters and may choose not to respond to any comments made by members of the public during this portion of the meeting. However, the council will give all comments appropriate consideration and will refer all individual complaints to the township manager or appropriate township representative for each resolution. Each citizen will be allotted up to 5 minutes to speak in order to allow everyone the opportunity to express their opinions and concerns. We will start on my right-hand side, your left. First, their third row. In the back, Lois. Please come up, state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Louis Lopez, I live at 370 South Morton. My first question is a concern of the police. My concern is it's about the KK's employed about this in case of something happening, the police says already have a consistency of containing or quarantine people. If that ever happened in Mahali? In case there wasn't any outbreak on.
Disaster emergency is dealt with on the county level.
Oh, the county now? Okay, that's my first concern. Second concern, I know I've missed, so they need, the minutes have been, from the last meeting, can I pick it up in like tomorrow, or has been released?
We just approved the minutes, so they will be ready Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay,
Tomorrow.
I missed it.
Tomorrow we'll close for Veterans Day.
Oh, yes. And a question for Mr. Saffarano. Wondering when is groundbreaking anytime soon?
The groundbreaking.
We try to coordinate a schedule for a ceremonial groundbreaking in order to accommodate various people's schedules, and we haven't been able to do that yet. We thought we had a date, but haven't done it, but as you see, the work is well underway. The site work is, I was actually out there today, site work is well underway, and I think they expect to start, to see sticks and stuff going up in the next couple weeks. Site work is just about done.
Has they even fixed the one issues they had before?
Yes, the ground, there was a compaction issue on the ground, that's been resolved.
Do you think we have any resolved before the end of the year?
I couldn't understand you.
Do we think we had any resolved, the building houses, everything? You think we'll have-
We're expecting them to be done by the end of the year, yes.
Okay.
It's
Like
gonna
I
be
said,
close, but
me and my mom were hoping, to move in. We probably, there's probably two family where I live at, about size. The two family and the other side is still four. Really, I would like, to move in to our new houses. And my last two is agenda, the first agendas and the last agendas. Can you clarify?
The resolution.
Yes.
the last one is the budget transfer that happens, just about every year, relatively routine. One account gets tight and one account has more money in it, so you transfer from one line item to another, basically. First one deals with the flexing benefits plan, and then the township policy and procedure.
And I want to thanks to my Honey resident who voted for me over 619 votes. $2 for not getting it. Like I said, I'll keep going. And thanks for the approval for voting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Anyone else on that side? Okay, move over to this side, first row, second row, third row, fourth row.
Hi, I'm Joe Myers, 10 Bispham Street. I'm addressing you on behalf of the Mount Holly Monthly Meeting, better known as the Quakers. On behalf of its resident members and also on behalf of the Meeting House as a longstanding member of the community. Mount Holly Township Council, Mayor DeFalco, dear friends, as a religious congregation, it has been our ongoing concern for the past several months, especially in light of the events in Ferguson, Missouri, that the police force of Mount Holly Township does not reflect the racial diversity in our town. At our November 2nd, 2014 meeting for business, we united in sharing our concerns with you and our request that in filling the position of police chief and future hiring practices, the township articulate and apply a more representative hiring policy. We're holding the township in the light of love, and as you pursue our community's shared desire for social justice. Sincerely, William Robbins, Clerk for Mount Holly Friends Meeting. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you. Anyone else in that row? The back? The side? Hearing none, we're going to close the public portion and move on to the consent agenda. Is there anything on the consent agenda that we would like to have pulled and voted on separately?
Are we making the I do have two that I'd like to forward, that's
Okay.
F and G.
F and G.
And are we making the budget transfer part of the consent agenda as well? Or are we
Yes.
voting on that separately? So if we would vote separately on that as well.
E, F, and G.
E, the transfer? Yeah, it's the one that they,
Yes.
it's just put in front of us. E, F, and G, please, yes.
Do you have any concerns? Okay, so we'll move on with the consent agenda of A through D.
And I did have, and I don't know if Josh can answer it or not, I had a question on the tax collector report this month. There's a almost $2 million difference from this month, this year, from last month, last year, which is very unusual to have that. We collect, I don't know how many, I'm sorry,
I'd have to look at the report to see.
okay. But it says this month, tax collected, this month, $1,528,545.20. This month, last year, was $2,702,000.
It depends when I get the files in from the mortgage companies. This month I didn't get the files in until like the 7th or 8th of November. So if I receive them at the end of October, that would reflect into that report from last year.
Well, the year-to-date is off by almost that same amount, so that's,
Well, that would reflect into when I receive the file from the year before.
So she's saying the majority of our taxes
And
come
last
through
year I
mortgage
could have
companies.
received that $1 million file in October. This year I didn't receive it till November.
okay.
So
But this is
we'll be in
for
that.
October.
Right.
This is for the month of October. So you're saying you
Last
may have
year I
received
did-
it,
last
you
year
may
I
have
received-
received it this month
Right,
after, because
Correct.
taxes are collected on the
Correct.
1st of November.
correct,
As of today, it's basically on
right,
track.
yes.
Okay, so it could be adjusted, okay, then we'll look for it next month. That, it was just, $1.2 million catches my attention, that's all. I didn't know if there was an entity or something that had stopped paying taxes.
Yeah,
That
it
was
depends on
concerned.
whatever they size this and.
Okay. That was it.
Okay, so we have a consent agenda of A, B, C, D, and H, which is the department head reports. Do we have any motion on that? Do we have a second?
Second,
Roll call, please.
Mr. Belton,
yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
All right, so the first pooled agenda is the resolution number 2014-162. It's the resolution authorizing transfer of funds in the 2014 budget. Any questions, concerns on that? You just want to vote on it separately?
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't support the budget, so I don't think I can support the
Okay.
transfer.
No,
None? Okay, moving, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Roll call, please.
Mr. Belton,
no.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-1.
Motion fails.
Yeah.
It needs a supermajority of all voting members. At least 3 votes, motion fails. We have to bring it up next month.
Thank you. We'll move on to F, the acceptance and approval of best practice worksheet CY 2014, SFY 2015. Any questions or concerns on this?
I'm going to abstain. I saw some, on the worksheet, I saw some things that I thought that were still incomplete and I don't feel comfortable saying this.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second? I will second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Belton,
Abstain?
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And the approval of the bill list. Any questions or concerns on the bill list? All right.
Quite a few things in there I didn't approve.
Okay, so do we have a
I'll make a motion to approve.
motion? Do we have a second?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Belton,
No.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 2-1.
Thank you. That is the consent agenda, or the agendas for tonight. We move on to matters to be reported by the manager.
No.
No report tonight, thank you. Matters reported by the solicitor.
Nothing for public session. Next month we'll do an executive session, but I think I covered everything. I'll give you an update. They are digging and moving dirt down there, and they expect to start building those first 4 units very, very shortly. If anybody's been out there, they've made a lot of progress. It's ready to go. That's all I have.
Thank you. Matters to be presented by the council. Mr. Brown, Mr. Dalton?
I didn't see anything. Are we doing anything for Veterans Day tomorrow?
We got it. It might be in the mail.
Okay.
I was gonna make an announcement, I was going to know.
Okay, that was my only question, is whether or not we were
Okay,
observing.
so we'll move over to me. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and we will be invited everyone to attend the Veterans Day services at 11 a.m. tomorrow at the Veterans Park located at High Street and Ridgely Street. And after the services, they will be moved to the VFW Post 2692 at 199 South Ave, Mount Holly, for a short service. There'll be a light lunch, so please come out. It'll be a great service as always. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Our next regular meeting is December 8th, 7 p.m. And then we also have the reorganization meeting on Monday, January 5th. The time will be announced. We have yet to set that time. So as soon as we get that, we will let everybody know. And thank you, and everyone have a good night. Motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Give me a second.
Oh, in a second?
Second.
All in favor? Motion is adjourned.